Welcome to another episode of the History of Tech. I'm your host, William Higgins. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for this and many other videos presented by VectorUSA. In this episode of the History of Tech, we're going to be talking about Microsoft, one of our favorite tech companies. Microsoft is an American multinational computer technology corporation whose history started April 4th, 1975. Microsoft was formed by Harvard College dropout Bill Gates and his childhood friend Paul Allen. The company was destined for success as Bill Gates was clearly so genius that he dropped out of the Harvard, something Mark Zuckerberg and many others would go on to do. It's an archetypical step in every genius life. In fact, I've been applying to Harvard every semester just so I could drop out and get rich. In many ways, the Microsoft empire was built on MS-DOS. The company got its start selling tools for programmers, but its big break came in 1980 when it licensed MS-DOS to IBM for use in the company's first desktop PCs. I know what you're thinking. No, they didn't create Halo yet.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
The irony is that Microsoft didn't develop the operating system in-house. It acquired 86DOS, originally called QDOS, an operating system created by Tim Patterson at Seattle Computer Company. And I should know when an operating system is dirty. After all, I am secretly doing Mr. Clean ads on the weekends. Anyway, according to tech lore, the IBM deal could just as easily have gone to the late Gary Kildall, creator of the early PC operating system, CP/M, and founder of Digital Research, Inc. Also according to tech lore, we're all living in a simulation. So just to clarify, all of these new groundbreaking PCs were being invented inside a PC, which makes it just a little less impressive to me. Gary Kildall was bitter up until the day he died in 1994. Gary was a passionate aviator in his free time, and legend grew around the fateful IBM DRI meeting suggesting that Kildall had irresponsibly taken the day off for a recreational flight. Can you imagine that? Losing the deal of a lifetime all because you wanted to feel like a dumb bird. Anyway, Gates and Allen started Microsoft, originally called Micro-Soft, in order to produce software for the Altair 8800, an early personal computer. And no, at this point, they still haven't made Halo yet. By the end of 1978, Microsoft sales topped more than 1 million, and in 1979, the business moved its headquarters to Bellevue, Washington, a suburb of Seattle where Gates and Allen grew up. The company went on to license MS-DOS operating system to IBM for its first personal computer, which debuted in '81, which had no graphical interface and required users to type in commands in order to open a program. There were no colorful icons of maps or the weather to click on. In 1985, Microsoft released Windows with a graphical user interface that included drop-down menus, scroll bars, and other features. The following year, the company moved its headquarters to Redmond, Washington, and went public at $21 a share, raising $61 million. By the late 80s, Microsoft had become the world's biggest personal computer software company based on sales. In 1995, Windows 95 made its debut. It included such innovations as the Start menu. TV commercials for Windows 95 featured the Rolling Stones singing "Start Me Up," and 7 million copies of the new product were sold in the first 5 weeks. Microsoft introduced its web browser, Internet Explorer, in 1995. Now, if you use the Wayback Machine online, you'll see almost all these websites look like hot trash, so I assume graphic design had yet to really kick off. In '98, the U.S. Department of Justice and 20 state attorneys general charged Microsoft with violating antitrust laws. In 2001, the company reached a settlement with the government that imposed restrictions on its corporate practices. Unfortunately, they would not later be tried for the hot mess that was Windows Vista. In 2001, Microsoft joined the video game market with the launch of its Xbox console. Finally, in 2003, Halo Combat Evolved would be released to PC and Xbox.
Halo. It's finished.
No, I think we're just getting started.
Bill Gates stepped down as Microsoft CEO in 2008 and relinquished his chairman's title in 2014. For the first time since he co-founded the company in 1975 with his childhood friend, the late Paul Allen, he had no formal role at the company. The billionaire said he chose to leave Microsoft's board to dedicate more time to philanthropic priorities. Since Gates stepped down as chairman, Microsoft has flourished into a leading cloud computing company, surprising skeptics who thought the Windows maker had lost its mojo when it famously missed the rise of mobile computing. This was in no part due to the 14-year run Steve Ballmer had as CEO, as the company stock went mostly sideways during his tenure. While the new CEO, Satya Nadella took over on February 4th, 2014, the share price has almost tripled. The stock market value of over $800 billion, Microsoft is the world's fourth most valuable company. behind only Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet. Well, that's the history of Microsoft as it is today, and my name is William, and on behalf of VectorUSA, thank you for watching.